Ain't letting that happen.
Oh no, I got a favor from I got a favor from a magenta wearing friend of mine. Bye.
Oh my god.
If you leave, you know what I'm gonna say. Like you know that because you're a magenta wearing friend, you know the two key words I'm going to say when you leave.
I know. That's why I'm getting up the video this on YouTube before I leave, so I can hear you say it.
Honestly, dude, the game we're gonna be playing is not all that beginner unfriendly. You'll be able to follow what's going on.
Oh, I know. I know. I just my phone's about to die.
A likely
Okay,
excuse.
fair enough.
I love how Megabot's like, okay, and Jerry's like, a likely excuse, you son of a bitch.
I know what it's like to have your phone ready to freaking die. Just especially midstream.
Anyway, uh, hey, hey, Sakasa, get the bike ready.
By the way, I
Oh
slashed
no,
the
that's
tires.
Oh, it's gonna bite me back later.
By the way, I slashed his bike's tires before he left. These claws are good for something.
Now that's legendary.
What the fuck? Okay, I thought I posted the link.
On streaming it says the world ends with you.
Yeah, I could have sworn I put the link in, but I didn't.
This is the one you did.
I mean, on mine it says Fall of Cybertron, but then again, I'm in Twitch right now.
Yeah, it didn't pop up for this one on Discord yet.
Sometimes if you don't immediately close the video before closing Twitch, it'll just say the name of the previous stream when you open up again.
No, I'm talking about.
Okay, there it is.
I'm talking about the link that I make for Discord so people can join in.
Okay, there it is.
I must have hit delete instead of copy. It's worrying that they're so close together.
Yeah.
Funny enough, the other day I got the War for Cybertron / Fall of Cybertron Gamer Edition Cliff Jumper.
How was it?
I mean, he's not awful, but he's not amazing either. He's just kind of middle of the road. I'm happy with it nonetheless.
It's crazy to think that, like, we started really good with Prime, and then just as it went on, it kind of not went fully downhill, but like there's some flaws with other figures.
The biggest complaint I have is just the common complaint with the weapons.
Oh, how they can almost stick to
How
the arm.
they're basically exclusively only usable by Gamer Edition figures because of the way they work.
Yeah.
If you wanted to put this on a Legacy United figure, for instance, good luck.
Yeah, 'cause they have no handle. Speaking of new figures, how do you feel about that new Gears? Also, I said the thing, Taro.
Is Tara still here?
Taro just came back.
He kicks me out and threw a charger at me, so I guess I'm stuck here.
Good.
By the way, how are his tires doing?
What?
I slashed his tires with my claws before you left.
Yeah. Yeah. Why do you think he kicked me out? Thanks for that, by the way.
Alrighty, hello everyone. Oh shit, an ad is starting in like 50 seconds.
Oh my god.
Hello, everybody, and time for our ad break.
Yep.
Commercial break.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
We're gonna be playing Transformers: Fall of Cybertron today. Once we get back from the break, I'm joined by the crew today: Mekumon, Taro, and Jerry.
Hola.
Yay, I'm finally back for one of these.
And in 10 seconds. I hope you like the ad. No one likes ads. Why did I say that? Bye!
Buy more toys. Buy more toys.
So, fun fact. In spite of the many, many continuity errors that make this difficult, technically speaking, War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron are the same continuity as the Transformers Prime TV show.
Huh.
This is part of the Align continuity, is it not?
Yes, by its nature, everything the Align continuity put out, unless stated otherwise, was canon to each other. The books, the games, the TV shows.
Like everything.
Oh, by the way,
I mean, there's a reason it's called the Aligned continuity.
Tara, Web was gifted a sub to my channel.
Yeah, Trolley did, I believe.
Yes. All right, the ad break ends in 1 minute and 25 seconds.
Hey, at least it's not 2 hours.
Oh no, I control how long the ads are and how often they play. I'm not doing
Fair.
that.
Fair. No, legit. I was watching this video, and all of a sudden this ad pops up. I didn't pay much attention to it, so I just let it play. Then I noticed it's already been like what, 10 minutes? I looked at the ad bar. Two.
This ad break is the length of a feature-length movie!
Oh, so
5
whatever.
hours.
Also, like at the time that on YouTube, every hour was the B movie.
Just a full movie.
Just the full movie.
There was an. Oh my god.
It was skippable, thank God, but still.
But legit, 2 hours worth of an unskippable ad.
Like, 2 full hours, or was the entire ad 2 hours?
The entire ad was 2 hours.
Oh my God. And you could skip it. That's terrible.
Anyway,
That is actually-
The
I
ad
was
is
getting
over.
somewhere with the mention of the continuity.
Right.
Short version, Legacy Prime Universe RC was happy to see Cliff back.
Of course.
Starscream wasn't as happy.
Also true.
Son of a bitch, I killed you! I got better.
I shrugged off my murderous shoulder wound.
Like, Starscream in Transformers Prime stabbed him in the left side of his chest. Like, youch.
And I just remember the frickin' they're dealing with the Energon zombies with the Viacons, and Knockout's like, aim for the head! Just, I saw it in the movie
I've seen it
theater!
before in human horror films. At drive-in theaters!
The drive-in movie theaters! Knock as a treat.
All right. Once
Knockout
again,
was
we
just
are
Knockout
back.
was just a fabulous gift to the fandom.
All right, let me take that down. Bring this up.
One last fun fact about Cliffjumper. In the game we're about to play, he's voiced by Nolan North, aka Deadpool.
Nice.
The animated ones.
Oh, no, I got it. It's cheaper than being voiced by Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Which is kind of why I wish they just stuck with that. Maybe if they had a less expensive voice actor, they'd actually be able to have Cliff stick around for 3 episodes before killing him off.
At least 3.
Ooh, the game is loud.
Roll out. Roll out. Roll out.
Dialogue is fine, it was mostly just the music that was the problem.
Right. What do you mean controller error?
Uh-oh.
Here we go again.
Are we sure it's connected?
It should be. This is because it's a PlayStation controller, isn't it?
That's
Lovely.
that's consolist.
I don't have a working Xbox controller, you fucks!
Remind me to bring one of mine along next time you come by to visit.
I'll send you one of mine, but it'll be a long shipping process.
While we're waiting here, what did you guys think of my paint job for Sidebuster?
Oh, that was shiny.
Thank you so much, Isai.
I don't like this. Not the paint job, I mean the fact that I can't use my controller.
But no, that
I figured that was what you meant, dude. You're good.
you know, that thing was shiny and I loved it.
Yeah, apparently everybody I've showed the thing says that it looks better with the chrome, because I showed them the runners that the parts I chromes came from for comparison.
Yeah.
Go Chrome or go home.
Blech. Yeah.
Fair even said, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like a chrome silver in the game, so this is more accurate than what the model kit was trying to give me.
And it looks amazing because of it.
I figured, hey, it's referred to multiple times as a magic rune god in its own anime, and in other places, Maho Kishin, which I believe roughly translates to something similar. So, why the heck not?
It's not shiny, it's not god enough.
I wanted it to be both beautiful and imposing, and I definitely got that.
It's a beautiful combination.
Alright, so I'm stuck doing this. I also cannot I was unable to bring up the thing in Discord.
Oh no.
The window. So you guys are gonna have to watch off Twitch.
I'm already here.
Okay.
Now, my biggest question. do you have the DLC for this game? Do we have G1 Prime?
I don't know.
So, for those who don't know, back when this game was still being actively supported, one of the DLCs released was a character pack. That character pack added a G1 skin for Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, were people happy to see it.
Alright.
It was kind of my default skin for Prime for a while because I do not fully enjoy the Fall of Cybertron design for Optimus.
As the Ark rockets towards a wormhole in space, Bumblebee fights against Decepticons eager to board and destroy the Autobots' last hope.
Oh, goody, we're starting in media res.
Yeah, we are.
I love this framing device for the entire game. It is basically just one big flashback.
I have that toy!
We have no choice, Bumblebee. War is lost. Leaving our home is the hardest decision I've ever had to make. It has been a long, painful war with the Decepticons.
Oh, look, a beautiful
Whatever
planet. I
lies
hope nothing
beyond
bad
that
happens to
portal
it.
is our best and last.
You fool, you
my
doomed
friend.
us all. Cybertron's a better planet anyway. Not so
We're
perfect.
approaching the portal.
Sandstorm
That indicates
proceeded
it's
to
growing
punch
more
Rodimus
unstable.
the instant the
This
screen
rate
cut
may
to
close
black.
before we even get there.
Well, it was just funny because he's like actually one of my favorite Autobots.
Oh, believe me, Rodimus is my favorite of the two leaders.
Direct all fire
Oh, I
on
was
those
about Sandstorm.
torpedoes.
And Sandstorm is one of my favorite triple changers.
He's in fact my favorite changer.
Bumblebee, no!
Like, Sandstorm has to compete with
He's been through
Springer
worse.
for that honor.
This chip is still crushed. Nothing new.
You're
there.
Bumblebee,
Base
not
energon levels are
Bumblebee.
almost normal. Overshields are charging up.
Oh my god.
I need to
That's
test
going
your
to the close as well.
weapons. Follow the line.
Yes.
Also, I'm just gonna say, imagine having more of the Transformers Prime voice cast in these games.
On target.
Jeffrey Combs
Oh,
does
that would
this Ratchet.
Good. How are your
That'd be
optics?
fun.
Good news.
Which would also include Frank Welker as this universe, well, this game's version of Megatron.
Take them out, Bumblebee! My optics! Ah!
Here, grab this ammo clip. More Decepticons are trying to
God, I
board.
just wanna freaking.
Don't forget to reload.
I just wanna freaking hook up my Xbox and play War again.
I have War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron on my 360. I just gotta hook it back up.
Same.
I also have
think it's
them on
still
my
pretty
360,
Xbox.
but I would need cables and a controller.
Also, it's just a quality of life thing this game gives you, but I love being able to swap arms for your shooting hand.
Teletrap.
Oh,
Hold down the
it's
trigger
so
on all
good.
decks.
Especially when you're in cover. You
It's
can aim
part
better
of why
depending on
I'm
where you're
angry
aiming.
it's part of why I'm angry that the Studio Series Gamer Edition figures don't do that.
Still like the right arm. Okay, I went to go check my 360. I have Fall, not War.
Optimus! Decepticons are swarming the
I have Fall, War, and Dark Spark, and I am not proud of owning Dark Spark.
Never played Dark.
That check was a fun game, actually.
Dark Spark is a mixed bag.
Teletran system failure.
No!
What's up,
The entire
Holomegs?
defense network is down. Without the pulse cannons,
Holomegs?
you don't stand a chance. You'll have to reboot
Holomegs.
the system manually. Take this fuse from Teletran. It should reactivate the server.
Does he have hollow legs?
Good
I
luck,
mean-
have to.
Bumblebee. This way, Bumblebee! We'll take point!
I mean, his original War for Cybertron toy did.
Oh yeah.
That was
Oh!
the inspiration, the way they curled up.
I was about to say I want to give these guys names, but that one died immediately.
No, Jimmy!
Craig! mistake! No, don't be a hero!
Hurry! I'll hold it open for you!
Bumblebee, I've patched into your optics. The service
No,
lift is
not
just ahead.
tailpipe.
We've got to get out of here!
Not reach around!
Try to avoid using the damn sword.
Iron Giant, no!
Cybertron will pay for that. They're ripping the Ark apart. You'll
Poor
have to
hand
dash
job.
across.
Shield failure.
George, no!
Depleted. Turbine starvation at 64%.
Well, I never liked gear shift anyway.
The lift should reactivate.
Him and his brother stick shift were just annoying.
Want to kick him with stick shift. Hey, I prefer downshift.
Fire your weapon. You'll have to punch through the safety locks.
Funny enough, the only downshift I will ever recognize by that name isn't even supposed to be downshift. That was Wheeljack.
I like how I mentioned,
Obviously,
I like how I mentioned George and Bear never said a word.
Bumblebee, you're almost to the defense tower. Hurry, Optimus is losing ground.
There's a lot happening.
like I said, instead of reaching around, I'm like, oh no, I want to think of it for that freaking animation too. That was really funny.
Those flames will bubble your paint if you don't haul assets. Sprint
Oh
through.
no, freaking, we were talking Transformers with my buddy and his wife. We get back from dinner and we're talking Transformers stuff. And he's asking me like, oh, is this a one? Is this
Hello.
For better aim and cover!
Hi, Web.
the win?
Going into Rote.
Good hit! Good effect on target! That's it! Put him
The
down!
five of us are truly together now.
I'll hold the line. The defense mainframe is just through that door.
It's been tiring few days.
Easy now. Your pulse rifle could melt that whole panel. Think you can rush him from there?
Cold is not fun.
This is not fun at all, but thankfully I can actually
Also-
talk to her.
Technically, this version of Bumblebee has two canonical voices.
You did it! Pulse gunners, engine
Beep,
down,
boop,
covering
and boop,
fire.
beep.
One of which was a Power Ranger, and the other was Batman.
He's taking Megatron head on.
What?
Yep.
In Transformers War for Cybertron, the game before this one, he was voiced by Johnny Young Bosch, who was the second Black Ranger, later Green Zeo Ranger, and he's also a number of voices in various anime dubs.
Not to mention freaking Captain Gento from Ultimate Blazer.
Yo!
You'll have to blast through that crate.
Hey, Johnny,
Also-
wait.
And his second voice was Harry McGinnis, aka Batman Beyond, also known as Ron Stoppable.
Yep.
Also the older brother from Boy Meets World.
Yep.
Another thing with Johnny Young. He voiced,
Oh, hell no,
Batman
that-
Stampede.
Nice work.
Oh hell no, that Rudy hits.
Go.
Bumblebee, you're running out of road. You'll have to jump it.
Johnny son of
Check your fire! Over here!
Also, I remember, I can't remember the name of the movie, but
Open
I
up.
know
We got
Johnny
Bumblebee.
and the Quantum Rangers actor were
Thank
like,
Christ the
Southwark.
defense grid is back up. You pull
Hmm?
that off? Nice.
his actor is Dan Southworth.
Without it. Yeah? What do you think?
Johnny and Dan were also in a movie together, and they had to fight each
Over
other.
here, Bumblebee. Fresh supplies.
It was actually, holy fuck.
Now you're ready to blast some cons straight back to Cybertron.
They threw hands, Amazon style.
Well, no, well,
I mean,
no,
they are
'cause,
both former Power Rangers.
The Ark can't take
and when
much
all
more
else
of this.
Johnny's
We'll
done,
never make it through this portal.
Taro,
Have faith in Optimus, soldier.
Right.
They slaughter
he's
us.
Narukami from Persona
Through
4.
here, Bumblebee.
He's also
You wanna
Nero.
Yeah, I
pull
know.
the spear? We're right behind
He's
you.
Nero from Devil May Cry.
Ichigo Kurosaki, Bleach.
Yeah, I know.
Let's go, let's go!
But
Us-
what I mean by that, what I meant by that was there was
Target left.
heavy amounts of blood, heavy amounts of
Target right.
arms breaking.
Push forward. Head for the smoke.
So a post-Sentai special kind of thing.
At 89%.
Push
Oh,
forward.
on the quick tangent regarding the Quantum Rangers action here. Did you know there's 2 versions of Time Force's finale that were filmed?
Yep.
So I've mentioned this before, I know I have, but
The whole engine deck is
the Time
coming
Force
apart.
finale got
Keep pushing.
rewritten
Optimus
and
needs us.
reshot because there was a version where Eric actually did not survive the events of the final
We're
battle.
almost through. Autobots, listen up. Bumblebee's gonna punch
So
through.
initially-
Give him some covering fire.
Initially, the Quantum Ranger was supposed to die like his Sentai counterpart.
Yep.
At some point, they changed this plan mid-production, and they had just enough budget to reshoot some of the scenes of the finale to have Eric still around.
I can't see anything, but my scanners say Optimus
And
should be
honestly,
right on
all
top
the better for it, because then we got him in Wild Force, and that was probably some of the best Eric's ever had.
Yeah. So no,
He gave the yellow Wild Force Ranger a speeding ticket.
This ought to do the job. Even if you destroy
and then from
me,
that moment, hi-ho shipping away.
others will rise to
Yeah.
defeat your tyranny.
Then I'll just have to destroy you all.
I'm
Oh,
just
and
going
Megatron
through-
offers a ruthless insult here.
Oh, insults? That was disrespectful.
Yep.
So,
Completely disrespectful.
I don't know if we'll make it to the end of the game, but at the end of the game, when we return to this scene, Megatron shouts that it was a waste of energon as he tosses away the cannon. It could be interpreted either way, as him insulting the cannon and its one shot as a waste of energon, or calling Bumblebee a waste of energon.
Our planet's very core.
Either way, disrespect.
Halting its production
So
of life.
I fully plan on playing the entirety of this game, so we will probably get to the end.
In hopes of finding
It also
the
gave me one of my favorite lines Peter Cullen ever recorded as Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. We do not know how many of our brothers escaped.
After eons of conflict, I finally see the truth of your words, Megatron. And what might that be, Optimus? This universe, no matter how vast, will never be big enough for you and I to coexist.
Optimus Prime. The last of the Energon reserves have been transferred to the Ark. Engines are online. All systems go.
So, fun fact, they said that this redesign was supposed to make his truck mode look more like a fist, to make him look more heroic.
Eh.
Hovercar Bumblebee cannot hurt you. He is not wheels. Hovercar Bumblebee.
Decepticons have broken through sectors 9 through 12.
That was Grimlock's
Now,
Sorry, I just tired.
I'll admit the Fall of Cybertron design for Optimus has grown on me, but it is not my favorite High Moon Optimus design.
This is Ratchet. Decepticons have
That was
invaded the
pretty-
city.
Hey, Perceptor,
We
how
need
you
you in
doing?
the fortress to help coordinate defenses.
We're on our way, Ratchet.
I wish I
Hey,
knew what
there was
character that
Jetfire.
was. Oh, that was Jetfire?
That was Jetfire.
Holy!
Grimlock, do you
Sorry, I
read
just
me?
saw Iron High had the urge to go, but Prime!
No answer.
My pram!
There he goes.
That thing is, I can recite the
Megatron
1986
isn't holding
movie
back
almost
anything this
verbatim.
time.
Speaking of the
targeting the
80s
Ark.
movie. So I guess there's I forgot the channel name, but there's someone, I guess, like doing a Shattered Glass retelling of it. It's honestly not that bad.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. They're on part 3 now.
Yeah, I watched them like, this is really good.
Gee, I wonder what this building is.
Nothing
Hey,
important.
I know I've seen that building before somewhere.
Totally not important at all to the plot.
Optimus, the bridge is out.
Just watching this building get blasted.
I think that was a giant hospital or something. I don't know.
Decepticon warp cannon!
It's in the abandoned Iacon district.
Optimus, over here!
Well, there goes Johnson.
Johnson, you're hitting your Johnson.
Iacon ruins. I'm heading for the auxiliary entrance. Roger that, Prime.
Dang.
Guard, they're NPCs. They won't say anything.
I just usually save my melees for those.
Decepticon dropship! Come back here!
Save the ammo.
Get him, Optimus!
Ratchet. I'm
Yeah,
approaching the
there's
side
nothing
entrance.
better than just
Have
being
that
a
door ready.
freaking battering ram.
Oh, speaking of, there was a secret that you missed
What?
way back at the start of the level.
There was?
Yeah. You kind of screwed yourself out of it when you jumped down, but Optimus's axe was in a hidden room.
Oh no!
Optimus, this is Ratchet.
At the beginning,
Oh.
before you
Have
even
invaded
grab the
city.
weapon,
We need you at the fortress to help
there is a
coordinate
room with
defenses.
Optimus's
We're on our way,
axe.
Ratchet.
Over this way.
We're never starting to get the axe, aren't we?
Evacuation? I thought I'd heard it all.
You can't pick it up or anything, but you can see it.
Turn tail and retreat. Not happening.
You might need to grab the weapon and then come back this way, hey, to be able to melee that.
Decepticons with it.
Press E to see an old friend.
Your sacrifice will not be forgotten.
There's your axe from the previous game.
That's awesome.
Here we go. There it is.
Grimlock, do you read me? Grimlock. Ah, no answer.
On the box on Decepticons.
Warp cannons.
Now,
Megatron isn't
I've
holding
said
back
before,
anything this
while this
time.
design has grown on me, personally, I prefer the
It's
War for
targeting
Cybertron
the
High
Ark.
Moon design. It's only because it feels a little bit more sleek and streamlined.
Optimus, the bridge is out. Keep going, Jet.
And thus a smidge more alien than boxes galore.
The Decepticon warp cannon!
Don't care for the box.
Oh no, I like boxy designs, it's just, there's a good way and a midway to do it. And this is closer to mid.
Through the Iacon ruins. I'm heading for the auxiliary entrance.
Roger that, Prime.
I'll agree that there is a good way to do
Decepticon
boxy
dropship!
designs.
Ratchet.
Because you can go too boxy.
Have that door ready.
I mean, just look at Armada Optimus Prime. He is definitely a boxy boy, but he wears it well.
Absolutely. He's a boxy boy.
I'm inside. Ratchet. Have Warpath
Also,
get a response
I
team
hereby
ready and meet me in the
decree that all the nameless Decepticons are all collectively named Steve.
Megatron's timing is as lousy as ever.
Grimlock warn us.
Would that make
They are
Epic attack.
Viacon drones.
Attack the Steves.
would
I mean,
that make
it is just me continuing a joke with Transformers Prime. All the Viacons are collectively named Steve by the fans.
would that make
Identity confirmed. Enter Optimus Prime.
Look! It's Optimus Prime!
would that make
Thank
Megatron,
Prime's security is still online.
Merrick?
Huh?
Okay,
Optimus, we tried our
in the
best.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Without
Abridged
Grimlock,
series,
Megatron rolled right over us.
for Merrick to control somebody, they have
Easy,
to have
soldier.
they have to have their name be Steve.
Thank you, Bumblebee.
I think I got it. Try it now. Power's still not stable. Do it over.
So like you cannot be controlled by Merrick unless you are named Steve, or legally change your name to Steve.
Your damage is too great.
Bumblebee.
Optimus, please.
I remember someone
with
said
you.
that, and I
You'll
just
be
don't
safer
remember
here
who.
until we can return.
I
Don't
called
do
him
this.
Bumblebee
I can
earlier.
still fight. Optimus. He's in stasis.
Till all are one, my friend.
No, not Blue Streak. Kidding.
Let's load him
Nah,
up.
that's not Blue Streak, that's Silver Streak.
Yes, sir.
Blue Streak is silver, and Silver Streak is blue. For some godforsaken reason.
These stations
I
I'm
know,
sorry,
right?
what?
Hold it.
wounded safe
Yeah, so
can return.
there's
It's
two
a
Autobots.
weird
named
trademark. It's a weird thing involving trademarks and fan rumors.
Yeah, for some reason, Silver Streak is a blue car, and Blue Streak is a silver car.
There was a long rumor that there was a blue version of Blue Streak in the Generation 1 toy line based on his original Diaclone colors,
She's nearly ready to fly,
and
Jazz.
that was actually not the case. And eventually Hasbro lost the right to use the name Blue Streak, so they came up with a Silver Streak using the
We need that
rumored
dropship to get
blue
support to the outer
Streak
wall.
as a base.
We scavenged all the good parts for the Ark,
It's
Optimus.
basically a
She'll fly.
freaking Hasbro in-joke now that Blue Streak is silver and Silver Streak is blue.
Pick the worst time. Power's failing again.
I
Optimus,
forgot
I need
what I
your
was going
help.
to say now.
Ratchet, how can I help?
Oh, now I remember.
Silverbolt's leaked too much
There.
energy. We need
Yes.
to stabilize his power.
When you gonna put the rollout sound as a redeem?
Oh
Now,
shit!
plug it into his power supply.
I didn't
Oh,
think of that.
right. I almost forgot.
Ah!
Regulator.
I almost forgot.
We need that power online. Power's back.
Well met,
Are we to it
Ratchet.
to roll out?
Primus. I'll handle the rest, Optimus. I'm
Poor
sure you'll need
Silverbolt.
it elsewhere. Easy. Save your strength.
He'll live.
I would make the joke about
Just
which
too many
one.
of them. Optimus, you're here.
Ratchet's like one of my favorites. Not gonna lie.
I'm leaking over here.
Ratchet's a fan favorite for a reason. He's just a very easy character to love because who doesn't appreciate a good medic?
But then with how rare we get, we get a lot more medics on the Autobots. than we do with the
Cliffjumper!
Decepticons.
Yes!
You're gonna be okay. I'll see if I can queue up some more help.
Not gonna lie. I feel like
Everything okay?
We've got this covered, Jazz.
my first
Grimlock left his
interaction
post.
that I
I
can
need you
remember
to find him.
was
On my
Transformers
way.
Prime with this series.
Jazz! Booyah!
And
Oh,
sideswipes
I
over
needed
there.
that.
Fun fact, the writers in Transformers Prime responsible for Bulkhead, I needed that, just being a thing Ratchet constantly said. Like, the writer responsible for that ended up voicing two of the Seekers in Transformers Earthspark.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah, it's a weird small world, Transformers.
Optimus? Was looking for Grimlock. Warpath, give me a status update.
Perceptor and a bunch of tech heads are trapped inside the nerve center at the south gate. I'm gathering a rescue team.
Count me in.
So,
Every time I
fun fact, in the DF version of War for Cybertron, the Autobot campaign, there's a brief snippet of an Autobot by the name of Hotshot that looks suspiciously like Hot Rod, complaining that with his luck, he'll get paired with Cup on his next mission.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
They're gone. Nothing
So
we
yeah,
can do. Keep working.
technically Hot Rod / Rodimus Prime exists in this timeline. We just don't really get to see him.
Great leaders draw their power from conviction. Their
Warpath.
however, march forward only under the power
I just
of
realized
control.
something.
This terrible war will reach its
Yes?
end, not because all have finally become
There's 6
one,
folks watching right
but
now.
simply, I fear, because all have become none.
This Transformers is probably one of the most mainstream games played on the channel so far.
People love a good robot in disguise.
How can I help you, Optimus Prime?
Transformers.
So, want to know a fun, if kind of sad fact? At least it's sad to me. At some point during the production of Transformers Animated, closer to the end of Season 3, Hasbro got cold feet with the idea of Prime being a military rank instead of being the most specialness to ever special.
Okay.
So we can't get any of the DLC because the game doesn't exist anymore on Steam. So
What?
that means no Throwback Blaster. That means...
Yeah, the game's been delisted for years.
Yep.
Sadness.
So, what I was getting to, we started seeing the beginnings of Hasbro having a knee-jerk reaction and trying to make the name Prime more special than it needed to be with what happened with animated Rodimus Prime. So did you know that he actually had to get a demotion to get a toy in the toy line?
Yeah, 'cause he was a Rodimus Minor.
In the toy line, they called him Rodimus Major.
Oh, it was Major, okay.
In animated ranking structure, Major was one rank below Prime. It's also why, when he's referred to by name, they only ever call him Rodimus, because Hasbro refused to acknowledge that he was a Prime. Because they felt there were too many Primes already.
Like, I'm not a huge Rodimus fan, but give him his due.
Like, dude is the chosen one who blew up Robot Satan and saved Cybertron back in G1.
Speed is of the essence.
Alright, we're going to Grimlock's room.
Now, some of this, I'll admit, is also Hasbro's fear of repeating the 1986 movie's backlash.
Yeah.
Like, to the most casual of fans, Optimus Prime is the central / main character of the franchise. For him to be absent is basically tantamount to blasphemy. Did you say something, Tara?
No, his
No?
mic is echoing.
So, the other night, I came up with an idea of sorts, just off the top of my head, a way to take advantage of the fact that it's been,
Where are you, Optimus?
well,
We need
30-something years, like 37, 38 years since the release of the movie. So, entire generations of fans have entered the franchise and don't really know why people dislike Rodimus. In fact, Rodimus has more of a fresh chance than ever at this rate, with the franchise turning 40 proper this May.
Target-rich environment. You want the honors, Optimus?
It's your show, War.
So here's an idea.
Listen up. We got
Take a
cars
cue
right
from
outside this
Transformers
door.
Rescue Bots.
When the door opens, we go out hard.
Have
You
Rodimus
really
head
get
a
the enemy
small
with guns
crew of
blazing and
Autobots.
gears grinding.
Yes, sir.
Hit
Have them
3,
still be
2,
Rodimus Prime, learning to be a leader,
go, go,
and
go.
just acknowledge that Optimus exists, he's alive, and he will occasionally show up to check in on everybody.
Move around and flank these
In much the
cars.
same way that things work in Rescue Bots, with Heatwave leading his troops.
You into a rolling trap.
People still get the safety cushion of knowing Optimus is around and will occasionally show up.
What are you grunts waiting for?
Rodimus gets a chance to shine in his own role. And it honestly is doing something Transformers fans have been asking for years. It's experimenting. It's taking a chance.
Keep pushing forward. The Autobot. Clear.
Like, Rodimus is one of my favorite characters, and that's only gotten stronger the more I grew up and more I started to empathize with his growing pains.
Carefully. You saying I'm not careful?
Rodimus may get flack, but he does have a fan base.
Looks like that jetpack will have to wait. Autobots, take defensive
And an
positions.
increasingly vocal one as time goes by. I've seen a lot more people openly admit to being fans of Rodimus Prime more than, like, in the last few months than I've seen in actual years.
I love how Warpath is like, you're saying I'm not careful? And I'm just looking at him like, you are a literal tank.
You are a literal tank.
You are a tank.
Automatopoeias of things exploding in every second.
I don't know why. Just when you said going to Grimlock's room, I just want to imagine he's just like, well, like just cutting Grimlock. Just like, I'm on probation. I'm on probation.
Still be looking at the stream.
Huh?
I'll still be looking at the stream. I just need to look at
Oh.
I'll be seeing you as well.
Oh.
Alrighty then.
Bye, Taro.
Boy. Oh no, lady kit.
Have to get repaired soon.
Ah, the third segment.
I like the perspective this offers.
So, as much as I love Peter Cullen's Optimus Prime, and he is very much one half of Robot Dad to me, I want to see Gary Chalk come back to play Optimus at least one more time.
Keep them away from the nerve center.
I'm just happy that Cullen got that award that he graciously deserved.
Yeah.
And getting awarded by Frank Welker too, that was beautiful.
Hello. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name.
This damage has put me at risk.
Hello.
Welcome to the stream.
Optimus, stay near the nerve center door.
I need health, Warpath.
Good work, Autobots.
Shoot me with your health gun.
Deal with that jetpack.
God, I
This
missed
will
that
help
weapon.
The war effort.
The Energon Repair Ray, otherwise known as the Medigun.
On 3. 1,
Yep.
2, 3.
Just pull a Meg and shoot me up.
Warpath, secure the area, then make your way to the Ark.
Supercharge me.
Protected at all costs.
Yes, Prime.
Optimus, Perceptor has been waiting for you, sir.
Where is he now?
Warpath is lucky that the bomb didn't immediately attempt to latch onto the ground and start its countdown again.
Optimus.
Perceptor.
I don't know why. I imagine Warpath swearing with his onomatopoeias.
I mean, in War for Cybertron, he did exactly that by going BAM when Optimus did something impressive.
Per technological
Oh,
directive
bang!
or Beta 1, initiated by Optimus Prime, executed by myself, Perceptor, and my team, Teletran subterminals had been brought back online where possible in inhabitable facilities and structures.
We'll teach these Decepticons a lesson, won't we?
Apparently, in this room, at some point, you'll find Rumble or Frenzy, whichever one. I think it was Rumble in, like, the rafters above the room. You can shoot at him to send him running away.
That cassette bot. Just do what I do.
Don't
Just
remember
call
when
Rumble.
he's supposed to show up.
No, here's what you do. You see him? He's not Frenzy or Rumble. To say both, he's Frumble.
He's Frumble?
Frumble.
He's Renzi. He's Rumsey.
Oh, it's Rumble. It's Frenzy. It's Rumble. It's Frenzy. Just say both. You're just say both. You're still correct.
Frenzy is red and Rumble is blue. Autobot lies. It's the other way around. Who cares? It's Rumsey. It's Rumsey. It's Frumble. It's whatever you want to call
We nearly have
them.
the nerve center up and running again.
His name is Jim.
Primus.
They are now
There's
officially
another
the same
molecular
character in
fuse.
two bodies.
Optimus, if you'd be so kind
So
as to
shut
locate
up.
another fuse.
No, I just want to pull a line from the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Abridged. I'm going to call you Susan.
Did you like War for Cybertron? Yes, as a matter of fact, I did.
I
about
did
you,
too.
Derek?
I actually really
War
liked
is
it.
really good.
A lot of nice Easter eggs in there too.
I genuinely miss being able to roam through with friends or randoms and actually have to use teamwork to get through a mission.
It's a lost art nowadays, honestly.
Well, there goes Gary. I told him scanning an oak tree was stupid, but hey.
Hey.
So,
I mean-
back on the note of like Rodimus Prime, I once interacted with a post on Facebook that was asking who your favorite Transformers characters are, and I listed both him and Optimus side by side. And the more I thought about it, the more I was able to finally explain why. They both embody aspects of growing up and just becoming the person I'm meant to be.
Can we spare any of it and still launch?
At least in my eyes.
We'll have to manually redirect the power to the artillery gun. I can't do it from here.
Optimus,
Rodimus embodies the process of learning and growing up and maturing, whereas Optimus and his ideals sort of represents my end goal.
Still trying to see if I can find that Easter egg you talked about.
Honestly, I haven't found it myself either. I just saw it on the wiki.
Damn.
And then whenever I played, I never actually went out to look for it. 'Cause I was just busy playing the game. Although, I don't think they would do it. But I'd love to see Gamer Edition attempt to do the Bruticus.
One thing I want to see Studio Series Gamer Edition attempt to tackle from these games: troop builder packs.
Oh, just get all the Steves.
All of the Steves
All clear.
from either side.
Imagine they did freaking like Triptychon or something.
Oh my god. Fucking Triptychon.
Or Fort Max. Just give us a big city bot.
If only Fort Max actually existed in the War for Cybertron games.
To get to the first artillery unit,
That would have been a cool idea to see how they would do a Fort Max.
That's where we assembled the Ark's boosters.
I remember.
Your path should be fairly clear. All of that machinery will have been moved by now. All that is left now is the city's own
But
foundation
I'll be
blocks.
reasonable and say I'd like to see how they would do the Bruticus. See, I remember the old toy that they did for the old toy line did not look that great.
Not really.
Because they were all the same size and it looked weird.
And what was that color scheme? It's like they were trying to go for G2.
And didn't they actually do G2 with those molds?
Kind of.
And totally not biased for Brew because he's my favorite Decepticon combiner.
And then they ended up recoloring that for the Wreckers and making Ruination.
Yeah, they did. I could never find any of them whenever they were out.
Which I find it funny that they name dumped Ruination for the Wreckers combiner team.
Long live the last prime.
I mean, hey, it's a way to use the term Ruination.
Because, like, the last time Ruination was used, it was with a recolored Combaticon team, just like this, except it was a straight-up Decepticon unit.
Yeah, freaking Roll Bar, Arboride, Rotor, Movor,
Mega Octane.
Freaking, like, are some names stupid? Yes, but are they funny to look back on? Absolutely. Like, when's the next time we're gonna see a robot named Rotor or Movor?
Honestly, I'm still surprised. Like, I'm still surprised that the Combiner Wars Bruticus never got released in RID Commando colors.
You know, it was just the base and the G2.
Like, I feel like that's a missed opportunity, but at the same time, it's another version of we're still kind of tired of this Combiner Wars molds.
Yeah. I'll say only Superion and Bruticus got it because they fully had G2 released. No, Sonicons did too. Sonicons did too.
And the Sonicons eventually got a better version.
There's only Protectobots who got none because they don't get good things, but Protectobots don't get jack shit.
Which is sad because, like, the Protectobots is my favorite Autobot combiner team. Second only, like, the second place goes to the Technobots.
Same.
Maybe it's because I love Jetman, but I'm partial to the aerial bots.
Have to get these damages fixed.
I mean,
Jetman.
Nothing wrong with liking the aerial bots at all. Like, at the very least, I could see myself being friends with G1 Silverbolt. The rest of his team are just a bunch of jerks, especially in their early appearances. Particularly Slingshot.
Stay with me, Autobots. Look sharp. Rocket incoming.
And that freaking Wardon happened, and I'm like, oh shit.
And then we got our grandfather Paradox.
Wait.
Optimus exists because he built, like, Optimus has to exist to build to build the aerial bots, who then have to exist to build Optimus Prime.
Which then lets, and thanks to that debate, they're freaking who did Dion become?
Personally, I think he didn't become anyone, and he just kind of died.
I once came up with the idea that he, like, if Torn was in G1, he would have been Dion.
Oh, he would have been.
Which honestly would have been an interesting way to go.
Like have him be Tarn or have him be a tank.
So, fun fact about Wardon. Like, Dion wasn't the only one who was intended to just straight up die. According to the people behind the episode, originally they weren't even going to make reference to Elita 1 existing with this episode. It was a line thrown in at the last minute to connect to the search for Alpha Trion. They were not planning for Ariel to become Elita 1 in the first place. That was a retcon that happened midway through production.
And Floyd was a... I also think it was a nice retcon, honestly.
It works. And it is because of...
I'm looking for the closest
So,
control room.
it is because of these two episodes, War Dawn and The Search for Alpha Trion, which, by the way, are my favorite Season 2 episodes of the show. It is because of those episodes that I prefer my Elita 1 designs to be just as bulky and powerful looking as Optimus Prime.
Which they've been slowly doing.
Huh?
Which they've been
Yeah, they
slowly doing.
Yeah. And I love, like, I'll be honest here. Elita 1's best showing in years, if not since her initial G1 debut, is in Earthspark.
Leapers. There's a whole platoon of them activated. If you're listening to this, turn back and avoid
I love the fact that they made her sort of the Yang to Optimus' Yin, or whatever the heck the phrase is, where, like, Optimus is the calming influence that prefers to think and talk, whereas Elita 1 is more so the get right into the thick of it and throw hands kind of bot.
I think you got it right.
Optimus, are you all right? Step on the ion vent, Optimus.
I mean, just Earthspark's just really good in general.
Yeah.
Thanks, Optimus. Thought I was a god.
And it's not just because of Terrans, a bunch of other characters have been really good.
They got Keith David to play Grimlock.
Which is fucking awesome.
Absolutely. Again, it's Keith David.
Known hero of this earth.
If you question Keith David, we question you.
He's got friends on the other side, my guy.
Oh, Desi.
Like, just off the top of my head, there's the Arbiter, there's Goliath and Gargoyles, there's Dr. Fitzvilliers from The Princess and the Frog. There's multiple voice roles in Saints Row.
Including himself.
One of which was himself, yes.
He voiced the original leader of the Saints.
He was the headless horse from DuckTales.
Which was apparently a reference to Goliath.
Yep.
Because it was made of stone.
Let's see.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that video?
Oh yeah.
Because he's Andreas.
He's King Andreas in that one.
He's also, what was it, Colonel or Captain? He was Anderson in Mass Effect.
Oh hell yeah.
Hell, he's Husk. He's Husk in Hazbin Hotel.
Like, dude's got talent.
Where do you think you're going, Prime? Open you up like an oil can.
Anderson. He was David Anderson. In Mass Effect.
Yeah, I was trying to remember his rank.
Bet your circuits are shaking.
I want to say Colonel?
Captain. Pretty sure he was Captain.
Either way, we know who we're talking about.
Also, I just looked outside. It's fucking snowing.
Yeah, it's not snowing for me at all.
Hold on a second.
It's fucking cold.
Hello?
Anyways, back to what I was saying about Elita 1, and, like, so, in the search for Alpha Trion, we see Alpha Trion tell Optimus, disengage your power filter, only your design is properly compatible with that of Elita 1. Optimus insists, only my creator could know that. Okay. Alpha Trion tells him, a wise and educated guess. Elita 1 then notes that Alpha Trion is like a father to her. Optimus comments, more than you'll ever know. Later on, when we get to War Dawn, we see that very scene play out. When the aerial bot suggests taking, well, Ariel to come back and get repairs, Alpha Trion thinks, maybe I can give her a similar design based on your schematics, in reference to Optimus Prime. This is why I prefer giving them very similar body types, because they are based on the same schematics. If you're going for a G1 adjacent universe where they were both built by Alpha Trion, it just makes sense.
And as it's been apparent, you can have two of the same characters share a similar body type.
I mean, we've only been doing this since Wave 1 of G1.
Yeah, ever since, 1984.
I mean, after all, how many Daxons and Seekers did we have?
Exactly. The answer is all of them.
Fun fact, because I don't know if you've actually taken a look at my Transformers Redux story, Jerry, but I did give Optimus and Elita basically similar alt modes. They are different models of the same kind of truck.
Enough distractions.
Okay.
I've got a job to do.
And I decided to go one step further, and while their transformations are similar, their body types are still just different enough.
Perceptor, I found the controls.
Like,
Excellent. You should be able to reroute energy
so
from the
in
arc
this
directly into the
universe,
long-range artillery.
I based Optimus Prime himself on his Armada body, whereas Elita 1 is based off the Laser Optimus body.
It appears to be working.
Oh, okay.
You see where I'm going with that now.
Yep.
You know what I mean when I say that this kind of works?
Yeah, I mean, when given the right color, you can make any character anything.
Directly to your targeting computer.
I'll find some Decepticons to try it out on.
It's why, for a long time, my favorite depiction of Elita 1 was actually the power of the Prime's Combiner 1.
More Decepticons!
Because it was
Hold
a
them
big
here,
bulky.
Autobots!
Because it is powerful, it is bulky, and it is actually taller than a good chunk of the Optimus Primes from around that time.
Curious as to what
If only her combiner limbs didn't share the exact same
My
height.
sentiments exactly.
That sucked.
That was just...
What's weird is that her combiner form actually has two names depending on what limbs you use.
I forgot what they called her combiner.
So if you use the other same body fembot as her limbs, that one is named Orthia.
Okay.
Whereas any other limbs just becomes Elita Infinite, with a 1 in the place of the first like the middle I in Infinite.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird.
But Elita Infinite sounds really cool. I will say that, which is...
And yeah, I did have to put out the spelling, because otherwise you would never know just how weird it is to write that name.
Like... Huh.
And again, the only real way for the... Like,
Clear.
the fact that the name changes based on the limbs used is what throws me off.
It's just
Could
a
you
matter
just
of
not
time.
decide on a name and so you decided to give different?
You can activate more defensive weapons.
What are
Move
you
back through
doing?
the engine room.
Like,
I found it in your
They
Hasbro,
wanted to have
come
both
on.
names.
On my way.
They just didn't know. They wanted to pick a name. They liked two of them, so they just said, "Fuck it, we'll just use both."
Why not both?
Autobots.
Literally, why not both? Uno los dos.
I'll be honest here. While Orthia does sound kind of regal and powerful, I like Elita Infinite better.
Makes me think of Optimus Maximus.
Exactly.
Same vibes, honestly.
Thanks for the help, Optimus. We'll take it from here.
Shoot the Steves.
A welcome boost.
That sounds bad out of context.
So, the Autobot cast, as it stands for the part of Transformers Redux here, or my OC universe here, that has... I am losing my coherency of thought. The Autobot lineup, as it is, where I left off. We have Optimus and Elita, as I mentioned. We have Hot Rod, RC, and Cup. And we also have Ironhide and Ratchet.
Not a bad layout. Not a bad layout.
Technically, we also have Metroplex, but he's in stasis right now.
Of course.
The less there is for the Ark.
We'll have to find a way to launch the Ark when this is over.
And that's just the batch on Earth. Out in space, there's a ship of Autobots with at least one confirmed crew member, that being Ultra Magnus.
Surge in your area. Could be related to the energon you redirected.
The building is alive!
It's moving.
I'm nearing the main door that leads to the flight deck.
Now, see, this actually leads me to a nice little headcanon I had. Now, Bear can vouch for this because I implemented this in my RID Universe fanfic a while back when I wanted my first go at a Transformers story. But I reasoned that because Cybertron is a planet of living metal and so many city bots exist, I reasoned that Cybertronians would actually be uncomfortable if they didn't detect some form of life in the building they were currently in.
This is weird. We're not used to this.
Like, imagine, you walk into a house and the house itself has a heartbeat.
Another instrument of freedom.
To a Cybertronian, that would be normal.
Anyone can hear me? Starscream is...
Yeah.
If anyone can hear me, feel free to listen in as I execute your friends.
Starscream.
I had brought this up in a sequence where a crew of Autobots were helping a G.I. Joe team take down a Cobra base. So they were actually using the USS flag to get there. Or at least something similar to it. If I recall, it's an aircraft carrier, so I think it made the most sense. And like Bear, I'm sure you remember at least some of this. As the Autobots are just kind of loaded on board and waiting below decks, there's like this palpable discomfort as the Autobots are going, this thing feels dead.
Yeah, I remember.
Now the first thing I thought of was imagine they did another G.I. Joe collab That's a broadside as the flag.
That would be fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
What I find hilarious is that Broadside hates both his vehicle modes.
Ah!
Yeah.
I am not kidding. I am not kidding. In his own bio, he's stated to be afraid of heights, he hates flying, and gets seasick easily, so he hates water.
Oh, he is the most unfortunate triple changer then.
He is. I feel sorry for him.
I see a
Doesn't have the fact.
I see a glowy thing. How do I get it?
I need the shiny thing. Got that shiny object syndrome.
I honestly don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Makes me miss the double jumps you got in War for Cybertron.
They would have been beneficial here.
Ah!
That was a noise. That was quite the reaction there.
He's trying not to fall, so I think that's just stress coming out.
Yep.
Let's hope the intercooler was worth it.
I was really hoping it was a fuse so I could open up that one weapon thing. Where is it?
Vegas, that was like literally like any Mega Man player trying to get all the secrets in one room. I gotta get that heart tank.
I need that sub tank, damn it!
I need all my E-tanks.
If memory serves, it should still be in the general area, just not in this room. Like, break through that wall and kind of circle around.
It just takes me back to where I was.
It's been a while since I've played this part of the game. Like, I admit, when I went back to replay Fall of Cybertron, my most revisited level was usually the Sea of Frost.
Understandable, that level's awesome.
I love playing as Johnson Cliffjumper, the Moonbase 1 team.
Remember
That's
if
fun.
we don't protect it, there's no future for any of us.
Of course, Preceptor. You're right. I'm heading to the neutron gun now.
I do shoot so many Decepticons though.
Perceptor, I can see the Ark just ahead. Thank the Matrix, it's still standing.
Be careful approaching the neutron gun controls, Optimus. Decepticon troops have overrun the area.
Roger that.
Teletran store online.
We still have control over the city's artillery. A strike should help clear the way.
Artillery online.
Megatron, we have established a perimeter around the neutron gun controls. Defend it at all costs!
Yes, Lord Megatron, but
Without those defenses, the Autobots will be powerless to stop us from taking the Ark and its supply of energon. What was that noise?
Impressive, Optimus.
Save the praise for when we get out of this.
I'm just wasting my time with you.
They go explodey.
That was cool.
Rocket incoming.
That's hilarious. You use the possessive form of robots for robots in disguise.
I did.
Yep, there's an apostrophe in there that you shouldn't have used.
Whoops.
Oh well.
Oh, well.
Get repaired soon.
Now I can shut the screen on my phone off and just watch via the television screen. Thank you, Nintendo Switch.
No more warmongering for you.
Thanks, Nintendo.
Gun him down.
So now I can see what's going on in the game and let my phone start charging up again. I'm back in the 70s.
Call in an artillery strike. You must hurry to the
Prime
neutron gun
dashing and
controls.
shooting.
I'm on it, Perceptor.
Optimus, a Decepticon dropship is inbound.
You guys on it. Autobots are closing
How much shifting?
But yeah, like, can we just gush a little bit more about Earthspark, because it's actually been really good. I wish I could see more of it than I have, because from what I have seen, I do enjoy the show.
Tearing it to the wall.
Leave the scientific term for that
Which is especially adorable.
We fight for our freedom.
Go figure.
I wish they gave Thrash more to do.
Need a nanoclick here.
He deserves more to do, yes.
Like, man, I could like put hashtag Nightshade Jawbreaker. Remembering how unique a case for Nightshade.
I will note that, like, in the case of, I think it was Jawbreaker's quest for an alternate mode, I love that point where Elita 1 just kind of showed up and told him exactly what he needed to hear.
Targeting systems won't
You'll
respond,
know
Optimus.
you'll know
You
it's the
have to
right
fire it
one
manually.
when you find it.
Uploading coordinates to an access panel
Yep.
now.
And you'll find it, and it feels right when you do.
Ready to roll.
It just gave so much fun character to the Terrans.
And,
Optimus, this is
like,
Ironhide. My
I'm
team
sorry
and I
to
are
keep
pinned
harping
down
on
at the
Alita
Earth's
here, but,
fueling
like,
station. Patience, Ironhide.
I've said
These
before,
systems
and
have
I
been
will
offline for
repeat,
thousands of years.
and I don't think very many
Just tell us
Controllers
how to
fans
fix
can
it.
disagree with this
Ironhide's right,
sentiment.
Perceptor.
This
We
is the
don't
best
have
Elita
much
1 we've
time.
ever had.
Yes, keep moving, Optimus. You should see the manual controls shortly.
Because, like, there wasn't much character beyond just being a gender-bent Optimus Prime in the Generation 1 cartoon. She didn't really show up again until animated, and then she was more of a Black Arachnia than an Elita 1. And then, after that, we didn't really get Elita 1 in the cartoons again until,
Transformers Turkey, hello.
well,
Hello, Turkey.
a Netflix trilogy.
Optimus, the entire Decepticon army is knocking at my door. Where is that support?
Hang on, old friend.
Just a lot of those Machinima series were like very, I guess crazy to find out that both freaking JDF and MatPat were voicing Transformers at one point, but
I feel like MatPat was actually a good choice to voice Computron, as for as much as people joke about it.
it fits.
It fits. And now JD Up is the second Power Ranger to ever voice a Transformer.
Because he was an emissary.
Not for long.
Yep.
I mean, then again, we tend to get a lot of good a lot of good actors to be Transformers.
Hilariously enough, I did picture a voice cast more or less for the TF Redux crew. As you've probably already gathered, I have Gary Chalk voicing my particular Optimus. At least that's how I plan to have his voice come across when he speaks.
Oh, yeah.
GT.
For game theory.
Something's wrong. The new
Oh.
system isn't working.
Yep. Yep. And for those who are watching and curious, yes, Matt Pat of Game Theory was, in fact, Cybertron.
Then we need to find more, Perceptor. I'm heading back to you.
People joked about him giving a monotone kind of emotionless performance, but for Computron, that's really
That's kind of his
the most accurate performance you could ask for.
Like, he's strictly by the numbers. It makes sense.
Computron is an 80s style supercomputer. Of course he'd be emotionless.
He's basically a Vulcan.
Optimus, you're breaking up. Optimus!
Pretty much!
Continuing off my train of thought with the Transformer voices, I mentioned Hot Rod being in this story, and I know you guys haven't necessarily played Mass Effect Andromeda, but there is a character from that game that I'm like, his voice fits perfectly for a very recently made Prime, Rodimus Prime. And that's the male player character, Scott Ryder.
Ah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I can see it.
I knew for a fact that was my Rodimus voice when I got to this one mission where we ended up on a volcanic planet, and Peebee, our Asari crewmate, is asking like, Ryder, you're not mad, are you? Because she basically didn't tell anyone what's going on, rushed everybody into an escape pod, and launched the pod onto the planet. Because she was after a particular treasure or person or both. Either way, when Ryder says, mad is the shortest word for what I am right now, the way he delivers it, that was pure Rodimus Prime to my ears.
Here we go!
Let's go!
Metroplex heeds the call of the last Prime.
Yeah, boy!
Until the next Prime.
Let's frickin' go! Imagine Gamer Edition doing this.
Honestly, that would be really cool. Well, we kind of already have this Metroplex in Titan class.
Yeah.
Except not really, because it was more of a fusion of this one and G1.
But for Gamer Edition, we can get this Metroplex.
I wish we could just...
I love the scale depicted here.
I wish we could straight up play as Metroplex.
Then let's roll out.
I mean, you kind of can.
Optimus, there are 3 wolf cannons
And,
shelling the arc.
and the specific moment where you can do that is coming up.
Head for the ruins of Iacon. I'll do my best to keep up.
On my way.
I will say this much though, those cutscenes still hold up.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I'm hoping the upcoming Transformers 1 movie looks at least that good.
We'll have to wait and see.
They need to get the team that worked on the Cybertron segment of Bumblebee.
Oh, yeah.
With it being a Cybertron heavy movie, that would be beneficial, honestly.
I needed that.
Otherwise, I can see someone contacting like Studio Blur and see what they can do.
It's going to be interesting to hear Thor be a Ryan Pax.
Yeah, as much as we were going, wait a minute, they're casting that guy to play Optimus Prime? The more I think about it, especially since Peter Cullen expressed interest in this movie, he implied that he would be playing a character. I am convinced now that he will be playing Optimus Prime, and that the mighty Thor here, as you said, is just the Orion Pack stage.
Because we know it's going to be an origin on Cybertron type thing.
Like, we don't have enough of those already.
That is true.
I mean, we're playing one right now.
Literally. Origins of plenty.
Like, this is, genuinely speaking, we are in the final Earth week before the arc launches. I believe it said 6 days.
Yep.
Metroplex, I have a visual of the first warp cannon.
Voices. So I mentioned my Optimus, I mentioned my Hot Rod.
He won't hurt any more Autobots.
For the RC I have in my story, I pictured Tabitha St. Germain. Which is funny because she's actually voiced characters in Transformers before. Mostly human characters in the Unicron trilogy, but still.
That warp cannon's too tough, Optimus. We can't make
Not
a
a bad
dent
choice.
in it.
I'm still tapped into your
Because, like,
targeting
I hear
computer's
her
Metroplex.
playing, like,
If we
Princess
reset,
Luna in
I
MLP,
can
and I'm like,
designate
you know,
targets
that's
for you.
kind of what I picture.
Target synchronizing initiated.
Everybody get down! Incoming Decepticon!
Now that's how you make an entrance. Waste them all.
Likewise, for Elita 1, I ended up going with Nicole Oliver, who also had previously voiced characters in the Unicron trilogy. You want to know who she voiced?
Who?
Outside of a few background humans, she was the voice of Override in Transformers Cybertron.
Oh.
Okay.
Which, sadly enough, comes full circle when you realize that an Override G-Paint, Override GTS, was used for Shattered Glass Elita 1.
Ooh, okay.
It comes full circle, whether I realize it or not.
We love seeing it.
But no, like, specifically the performance she gives as Celestia, I thought was like an ideal Elita 1. Next up, we have Cup, and I think I'll just let Bear sum up the voice we picked for him.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
Arlie Emery.
Could anyone else at all have played Cup? Especially since it was even confirmed that if Cup had ever gotten a speaking role in animated, that was the person they wanted.
Like,
oh, that's amazing.
That's fucking perfect.
That's, it's too good.
Trucks into all Autobots.
As for Ratchet, I just stuck with Jeffrey Combs because nobody's ever commented.
Jeffrey Combs is a fucking legend.
Animated Ratchet came close. Like, animated Ratchet came close. Corey Burton did a great job. But I'm sorry, man. I cannot hear anyone other than Jeffrey Combs' Ratchet. It's like, he got the grumpy old curmudgeon down, and he also gave Ratchet so much more depth in terms of, like, his inflections and the way he kind of emotes, for lack of a better term. The man just does a really good Ratchet. I mean, what else can you expect from the man who played the Question in the DC animated universe?
Yeah!
Favorite characters?
I believe he also played the Rat King in TMNT 2012.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
That feels legit. Creepy as hell Rat King, goddamn.
Well, I mean, alright. Jeffrey Combs had gotten, like, I'm not gonna say his start, because I don't actually know where he got his start, but he got a lot of recognition working on horror films. Reanimator, From Beyond, Castle Freak, all of which were based off of Lovecraft stories.
The man knows how to do creepy.
Yeah. I mean, he does a great job as Dr. Herbert West.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, West is not, he's not a hero by any means. He is the antagonist of a different story. But he, like, in Reanimated, like, or Reanimator, oh, what was his line? Hold on, I need to Google this.
I think he may have also voiced the Scarecrow in Batman at some point. If not, missed opportunity. Like, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
Let's see, where is it? Oh yeah. Who's gonna believe a talking head? Get a job in a sideshow. That's like one of, like, the best, like, he's going up against his nemesis, who's been reanimated as a decapitated head. And
you are correct, Micron. He was Scarecrow.
And the guy has, like, an army.
No.
He's like trying to go down on a co-ed, and West walks in as the guy's giving his evil monologue, and West is just like, "Who's gonna believe a talking head? Get a job in a sideshow."
Yeah. For the last couple of voices, really, Ironhide was actually kind of difficult to figure out. I think Judd Harnell did a great job in the Bayverse for what he was given.
Which wasn't a lot.
And honestly, most other voices of Ironhide, I don't feel captured him all that much.
Yeah.
Like, either they were Energon Ironhide, who was basically a different character wearing this guy's name.
One down, two more to go.
Or they were animated Ironhide, who was depicted to be much younger. So it was really down to either the movie-verse version or for the one from these games. I could have just cheated and put Peter Collison G1 Ironhide in there, but you know, where's the fun in that?
That our home is dying. So I record this log not for this
Because,
day
like,
and age,
yeah, G1
but for a
Ironhide
future
is
that may
iconic in
well
its
never
own
come to
right, but it
pass.
feels like just going
But
with
still,
the
we
original
must hope
G1
that
voice
one day a future
when I
generation
could find
will
something
once
else
again
that
know
fits just as
Cybertron
well just feels like
only in
cheating.
its resplendent, gleaming, metallic glory. And it is for this generation
Oh, it was funny.
that we must
Not only
chronicle
was
the
Jeffrey
cause
Combs
and
Scarecrow,
consequence
he was
of our
freaking
planet's
Kite
decline.
Man in Batman Brave and the Bold.
Another tool for the job at hand.
And yeah, he was Rat Pig in TMNT 2012.
Yep. I believe it.
I don't care where it came from.
He was
So,
Brainiac in
I
Justice
think,
2.
I think the voice I eventually settled on was... what was the name of the actor? What was the name of the actor?
Behind us! It's Optimus
I
Prime!
know the name, and it's just not coming to me. Think Rat and Ben 10 or Jake the Dog.
Oh!
John DiMaggio?
Yeah, John
Thank
DiMaggio.
you, John DiMaggio. I think that was basically where my brain finally ended up.
That's a John DiMaggio.
Fewer target.
Yeah, Rat, Jake, Bender.
You rust-covered bucket of fool! Have to get repaired soon.
Believe it or not, in an earlier version of the story I had planned, there was going to be a version of Prowl here.
Okay.
Ultimately, he got moved to a different portion of the story, basically another Autobot outpost in a different location. And it was going to be a toss-up of what version of Prowl I'd use. Ultimately, I settled on something based on an animated persona.
Was the first to sense something was wrong. Working
Okay.
in the Hall of
Which,
Records, he
I'll be
monitored
honest
the same
here, I can't
transmissions
picture
as everyone
anyone
else.
but the actual
But he
voice they
heard
gave him
so
in
much
animated
more.
voicing Prowl.
Orion was the first to realize that the gladiator Megatronus had ambitions
Jeff
that
Bennett
far
did a great
outreached his
job.
success in the pit.
Absolutely.
After being shunned by the High Council, Megatronus created a new
Ultra
identity.
Magnus's voice was harder to play.
Justice.
In the case of Magnus, I was honestly caught between Jeff Bennett again for his depiction in animated, his G1 voice, specifically Robert Stack's portrayal, as opposed to the replacement he had in the third season of the cartoon, which I believe was also the guy who played Cyclonus that season.
Transport 9, we're under heavy fire. I repeat,
That's
we are
gonna
under heavy
bug me. I'm
fire.
gonna have to look that up later.
Optimus, you are the last hope.
As for some of the Decepticons, I had to do it. I had to put Steve Bloom back as Starscream because I could not picture any other voice outside of maybe the one from the Unicron trilogy.
Yeah.
It's like Steve Bloom's amazing or something.
Long live the last
I mean,
Prime.
Spike Spiegel, for crying out loud.
Exactly.
Tom from Tsunami.
I was about to say Tom.
Well, every iteration from version 2 onward.
We're hit! We're hit! Brace for
Metroplex, maintain your heading. I'll meet you at the second warp cannon.
Affirmative.
Hell, he did roles in this very game. Steve Bloom plays Shockwave in this game.
Decepticons who need to be taught a lesson.
I'm gonna melt you down to face metal!
Speaking of which, I am so glad Earthspark actually brought Steve Bloom back to reprise Starscream.
Hell yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
If I recall, they also went a lot more into like how Megatron's repeated verbal and physical abuse actually affects the other Decepticons.
Yep.
Yeah, this has PTSD. And he found solace with hashtag.
It's kind of funny, like Earthspark shows us all of the more vulnerable and, you know, empathetic sides of the Decepticons. And then we get Skybound comics, and
yeah, we're back to G1 here, where there is no sympathetic Decepticons.
We're at this point we're in G1 on crack.
Your aim stinks even more than your exhaust fan.
And
Like,
with
just-
steroids.
Like, I'm just saying,
Keep the heat on the
we get that deer scene with Prime, and then with Starscream did that human.
Yeah, first off, can I just express how much I love that deer scene with Prime? Like, Red tried downplaying that by saying he's just acting like Optimus Prime, but I had to tell him, like, that's kind of the point. Ever since the Bayverse started, most Primes have been kind of forgetting their compassion side, often just being more cold and militaristic. I am so happy to see a return to his original bio, where the instant he realizes what he'd done, instant remorse, and he's grieving the loss of a creature that, for as far as he knows, wasn't even sapient.
Optimus, this is Ironhide. The
They're
arc
also alive.
shields are nearly gone. There's not much time left.
Exactly. And that is Optimus Prime in a nutshell.
Compare that to what Starscream did to the first human he picked up.
Squishy.
Wish.
God.
So, do you guys mind if I spoil a little bit of what happened in issue 4?
Go ahead.
Sure.
So, this will also spoil a bit of issue 3, but after the injuries Spike received in issue 3, Optimus is rushing him and Sparkplug to the nearest hospital.
Marauder on the right.
Starscream, after stopping by and checking on Skywarp and pretending to have any form of compassion and empathy for Skywarp just to figure out where Optimus is going, Starscream proceeds to abandon Skywarp there, chase after Optimus, and upon realizing that Optimus is attempting to save the human's life and get him to, as the bots keep putting it, a human repair facility, Starscream decides that he's going to torture Optimus a bit before finally putting the bot out of his misery by attacking the hospital, knocking out its tower, and leaving the patients and doctors to fight for their lives while the Autobots are fighting for theirs.
Damn.
Things got so severely bad that Ratchet had to divert all the available Energon they had to reactivate Jazz for a little extra firepower. And it was just barely enough to finish the battle. Jazz basically passed out again mere minutes after the battle ended. Optimus is at the end of his rope. He's been pushed to his breaking point repeatedly since waking up on this planet. The Autobots have been on the back foot constantly, and in spite of Ratchet's many warnings not to do so, because this puts his own life at risk, the Matrix is tied to his life force, Optimus has enough, and it's just no more death today. No more. And with one arm, somehow manages to open the Matrix.
He got the touch.
He got the power.
It's really interesting to see the Matrix used for a comparatively street-level problem as opposed to something world-ending like the Hate Plague or Unicron. Optimus does this just to give the hospital enough power to save the humans' lives.
That's what Prime do.
He's weakened from this, He's gonna need time to recharge, as will the Matrix. And Ratchet chews him out for this.
How'd you like that, Decepticreeps?
Optimus tells him, the humans don't deserve what's going on. We brought them into this. We brought our war to their planet. They're innocent in all this. Ratchet basically rejects the idea that the humans are innocent in any capacity.
Consider it done.
Look at how quickly they turn to anger and violence. Optimus, in a brilliant reuse of a discussion in the first Bayverse film, asks, "Are we so different?"
I'll cover you, Prime!
Slippery son of a gun, aren't you?
Stay away from the warp cannon's targeting beacon!
Wow. There's a moment where Sparkplug comes back out to thank Optimus for saving his boy. Now, Sparkplug, as far as, like, keep in mind the timescale of these issues, it's been less than a week since everybody woke up in the Ark. These robots have been rampaging, people have been dying by the dozens thanks to the Decepticons, namely Starscream and his hunt for more Energon. And humans are scared. All forms of communication have been basically negatively affected with the Decepticons going around doing their shtick. Phones, internet, etc., it's all down. So people have been forming small local militias in order to fight back against the possibility of the Decepticons. This is where Spike ended up getting shot, because in his attempt to help Optimus in the battle, he caught a stray bullet.
Oh.
Upon seeing this, Optimus ripped off his damaged arm, proceeded to beat the ever-loving scrap out of Skywarp with it, and then immediately rushed Spike and Sparkplug to the hospital. Now, keeping in mind, with all this compassion that Optimus and some of the other Autobots who are still around are showing, while Ratchet's still in an iffy spot right now, he is willing to accept Optimus as a point. And Clipjumper's definitely found himself a human friend in the form of Carly. Speaking of which, when Starscream retreats with Soundwave during the battle, you can see Clipjumper flipping them off with both hands as they leave.
I saw that panel. I saw that.
Metroplex, take it out.
I love little touches like that.
That's a Clipper thing to do.
Absolutely. So much worse killing Bumblebee in issue 1.
I forgot they did that.
Yeah.
Like, get rid of Bumblebee and let Clipjumper be the kid appeal character, quote unquote, for this story, the human relations character. Like, by all means, I love what you're doing here. Please keep at it.
Yeah, Skybound's been doing great.
Like, Clipjumper actually spends a moment to just kind of talk with Carly after the fact, where he empathizes with her losing her family and explains that he lost his entire clan to the Decepticons, basically what he had for family, in one night. All at once.
I mean,
and he joined the Autobot army the next day.
I'm almost sad that they just killed off Bumblebee like that.
I mean, it was sudden. And at least Bumblebee wasn't even conscious for it. He was still in stasis, if memory serves.
A fortunate find.
I mean, if we're lucky, we might get like Goldbug.
Speaking of which, this leads to where we're going next.
You are most welcome.
It seems like we're about to get our big battle for the Ark in the coming coming issues.
Okay.
You see, the issue of Prime's trailer and its placement in all this continues to be addressed. Optimus left it behind at where the Autobots had made their temporary base, so Ratchet had to bring it along. And when he does, there's something inside that he offers to Optimus to fix up the arm. And Optimus finds the use of this item so horrifically disgusting that he initially refuses and insists he'll just go with one arm. This item was Megatron's right arm, fusion cannon and all.
Oh wow.
And upon Spike offering a solution to their which leads to Optimus changing his mind, Optimus decides to take the arms, have it attached, and the last bit of the Autobots we see in that panel is Optimus asking Cliffjumper, how do you feel about a frontal assault? Optimus is preparing to take the Ark back.
Has us pinned down. We'll take him together. Follow me.
See, this is something I love what they were doing with his Skybound Optimus. They've been doing a great job overall, but I love the fact that they were pushing Prime to his breaking point to see how a properly characterized Optimus Prime would respond to being put at this level of stress on a constant basis. Whereas Crazy Steve broke down and just surrendered to the growing craziness of his universe, this Optimus refused to break and instead tried to reassert some form of control, some form of normality, to save people he otherwise might not have been able to. And yes, I continue to reuse Linkara's Crazy Steve joke from Asbar to refer to the Bayverse Optimus.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
One fewer target.
So, here's how the Decepticons are gearing up for that moment. I brought up how the Autobots are showing compassion and empathizing with the humans and making friends. Starscream has not only chews out Skywarp for wasting time instead of trying to figure out a way to repair Teletran 1, Soundwave reminds them that they can't make repairs because they need materials that are only found on Cybertron, or at the very least, not found on Earth.
Bridge is clear! Go get him, Optimus!
They proceed to rip Skywarp apart, screaming bloody murder the entire time, and use his body parts to repair Teletran.
Yikes.
Metroplex marked the final warp cannon. Let's finish it.
That's how evil the Decepticons are in this universe. There will be no the Decepticons were the real heroes all along. Bullcrap conspiracy theories here.
Metroplex, no.
Jesus.
These guys are evil to the core, and Skybound wants you to know it.
Optimus! The Ark shields are down!
Jesus.
It's about to get torn apart!
Metroplex is down. I'll have to finish it myself.
I'll send backup!
There's no time.
We have a glimpse of the cover for issue 7, which Skybound has already shown more than once that you have to take the covers with a grain of salt because they're not always going to be accurate to the content of the issue.
Optimus!
For instance, this very comic with Wheeljack prominent on the cover despite the fact that he never appears online. Wheeljack remains in stasis for the entire issue and only makes brief cameo appearances seen on the operating table. So, with that grain of salt in mind, issue 7 is like cover shows Optimus Prime and several other Autobots standing atop one of the Ark's engines. Optimus still has the Megatron arm.
No, you
And
don't.
while we see RC along with the other Autobots, Cliffjumper, Ratchet, and Optimus, there's another Autobot here that we didn't expect to see.
Optimus, do you read
Apparently,
me?
Elita 1's here somewhere.
Oh. Also, we got captured by Starscream.
You wanted a point where you could directly control Metroplex. We are about ready to hit that point.
We enjoy our nap.
And we're about to hit something else entirely, too.
Mm-hmm.
Megatron.
Speaking of which, I think this is the only time in any form of Transformers media we ever see Megatron using the fusion cannon on his left arm.
Megatron.
It's always been on his right arm.
Isn't it, Megatron? How easily I defeated the one adversary you couldn't.
Silence!
Oh!
Have to come to this.
This is what you chose, Prime, when you defied me. All of this is your doing. Optimus! Megatron, stop. I'll stop when all of you are dead.
No!
This is needless. All we want is to leave.
Blast Starscream
Charge
is
up the warp
hilarious,
cannon.
though.
Wipe their precious ark off the face of Cybertron. Yes, sir. No one leaves without my permission.
Shooting all the generics.
Asking.
Always defiant to the end, aren't you?
Oh yes,
And
the
every turn you
Decepticons,
have thwarted my efforts to save
the
this planet,
perpetual
to return it to
hold
its former
perpetrators of war crimes.
glory. No more. This day it all ends, Prime. Once and for all.
The laser beam. Oh, who's that in the background?
Stand and fight.
Jaws' theme intensifies.
Here's
Yeah!
Yep,
I
again, like
love
I
how
said,
if you, just look at this. If you wait for a while and not immediately smash Megatron, you can see him continually, ineffectively firing on Metroplex.
No, I just love this. Like, everyone's just like,
Oh fuck!
I love how, after that first punch, Megatron's still on the ground, basically unable to use his legs, and he's still firing at Metroplex.
Just the repeated punching.
Leave. Now.
And the slight twist of the hand to grind Megatron into the dirt. Or I guess the rust.
Decepticons! Megatron has perished, betrayed by his foolish pride. I, Starscream, am your leader now.
Oh yeah, the subtitles aren't on.
yeah, they are.
Decepticons, return to
I
base.
don't see them on the TV. Oh wait, there they are. Optimus telling them to leave apparently didn't get subtitles.
The subtitles are working for me.
Now that's a sight my optics have longed to see for some time.
Enjoy the moment. It may have cost us our future.
No. You mean all the energy
Probably
we
the
saved
only
from
wise
the Ark is
decision
gone?
Starscream makes as Decepticon leader in this entire game. Recognizing that the Decepticons no longer have a chance to win this battle and sending them all home.
Grimlock may know where to start.
We'll either run or get punched by Giant Fist.
He left his post for a reason. I want to know why. Jazz and Cliffjumper are tracking him now.
I do love the attention to detail that you can see where Optimus' mouth would be, his jaw still moving under the
This
mask.
is as close as I can get to Grimlock's last known location until the rust storm clears up.
It'll have to do, Sideswipe. You ready, Cliffjumper? Always.
Like, so the last time I had my 360 plugged in, I
Try
think
not to
you
have too
showed
much
off
fun
to
without me.
my
Just keep
my
your
family
channels
here
open in case the
just
rescuers
the opening
need some
trailer
rescuing.
movie for
Let's do it.
Fall of Cybertron. and people were blown away at how good that still looks, with the lighting and everything.
There's my side swipe.
And there's my Moonbase 1 crew.
Keep moving. We gotta find
Go Cliff. Go Jazz.
So I
love Troy Baker playing Jazz.
So I love, like, you can't really see it here, but on Cliffjumper's back, it looks like the Autobot symbol.
Yeah, a few characters, especially in the original War Cybertron game, had that kind of detail. Optimus himself did. We'll see it once we eventually get out of the rust and into the shelter.
Jazz, that ship's markings match the one that was stolen from the base.
That's a good bet Grimlock used.
Yep.
This doesn't look very stable.
It's fire.
Speaking of which,
I got the ship logs.
I love
Grimlock
this.
did use it. He and his team were tracking an energy spike here in the
I've always had a soft spot for Cliffjumper. Even though I didn't really grow up too much with his, you know, most of the G1 cartoon, it was mostly just the 1986 movie, which didn't have him do that much. Like, I like his voice, I like the personality he conveyed with the short time he had. When I got to see the earlier two seasons, that cemented everything for me. And then we got one of the best characterized Cliffjumpers ever in Transformers Prime with that first batch of a couple of minutes. And then he died.
And became a zombie.
And then he died again.
Until we find out why they're here. Take him out.
How many
Which, by the way,
zombies Death and Prime?
Which, by the way, I still think that there is enough room for an alternate timeline where Starscream didn't use, in an attempt to conserve some energon, Starscream didn't turn all of the protoforms aboard the Harbinger into clones of himself, just enough to get what he felt would get the job done.
Yeah.
So imagine, in this alternate timeline, as the bots find this last protoform and realize and see the records of Starscream's clone experiment,
initial tests are
someone considers, or at the very least suggests, why not grab Cliffjumper's horn from where we buried it and use that? That would at least give us another couple more hands.
There, an access tunnel.
We'll find Grimlock faster.
Moreover, I think it'd be more like, I figure Miko would suggest cloning an Autobot from whatever remains we had lying around, and then Ratchet would bring up the moral dilemma of cloning a dead bot.
Yeah.
Like, at least acknowledge it.
Jazz, you reading this?
Keep your distance.
Maybe we
Just
can ask
because
him
you
which
can
way
doesn't mean it's
Grimlock
gonna be
went.
morally
It's like a dead
correct.
end. I see a crane, but can't reach it. Any ideas?
Because, like, imagine just the character exploration you get from making a clone of Cliffjumper, especially as we've acknowledged how the cloning process worked with Starscream. Each and every one had his memories and personality up to the point they were cloned.
Decepticons are crawling all over this place.
I get the sense they've been here for a while.
So, if that somehow carries over through CNA, which it would, I imagine it would have to.
This tech is pretty recent.
What do you think Cliff clone Cliff would last remember upon first becoming conscious?
Death.
Probably the moment that horn got separated from the rest of him. So, being ambushed by Viacons was likely.
Like basically cloning someone with PTSD.
Kind of waste you get from milling energon.
I mean, it's not like the Autobots in this series don't already have it.
Grimlock knew something we didn't.
Yeah.
Find a way upstairs.
Looking at you, RC.
Yep. And your problem with partners.
I mean, is it really her fault that everyone she had as a partner up to Jack fucking died?
No,
I
but
find it hilarious that the most vulnerable partner she ever had is the one that lasted longest.
Clear. Picking up a lot of Decepticons just ahead.
I'll deal with them. Just find a way for me to reach that control room.
The tiny squishy fleshling is the one that lived the longest.
Also, I love how, like, the two Cybertronian partners that we know she had
Get your ride on that trash compactor.
are
They're just repaints of each other.
yes, which is funny because like
Cliffjumper and Tailgate share the same base model.
yes, and their models are similar enough to Bumblebee.
Only in the fact that they transform into muscle cars.
Well, I mean yes, but that's what I mean. But that's also because like Cliffjumper and Bumblebee looked alike in G1. So
and
it's like
in this very game.
Yes.
I mean, give us a good look at Cliffjumper here, or from like from the best angles he got here. Like, just give us a look at him. Tell me he's not just Bumblebee with a new head.
I mean, yeah.
And yeah, see that Autobot symbol on his back?
Yeah, I see
Yep.
it. But yeah, just like
He's got one
he
right
lost
underneath the
tailgate.
rolling one on his rear windshield.
Better than Shockwave.
Which,
That guy gives me the
funny
creeps.
enough,
And his pets.
I've heard people asking over and over, why do Cybertronian vehicles have cockpits?
Did he say Shockwave?
Well, the books actually answer this question. So, I'll give you the short version. There was a period of time where the Quintessons occupied Cybertron and had basically altered all historical records to make it look like they'd always been here. To make the Autobots and Decepticons think the Quintessons had created them. This was not the case. They were an invading force that conquered the planet, but because they altered history and everybody's memory data, it made them think they'd always been here. This is why all bots, especially created during and after the Quintesson occupation, had cockpits in their vehicle modes. It was basically to allow them to carry around Quintessons and Minicons.
Damn it. This is why I'm not good at stealth! Or rather, this is why I don't like stealth!
Also not the best in stealth, so I had a rough time playing this part too.
It took me a bit of practice to get good at this too.
Alright, we're at like 2 hours, so I'm just gonna say, you know what? We'll leave it here for now. Before that, though, I do want
Sorry,
to...
Cliff.
I do want to take a look at the kit. Fuck.
At the fuck.
There were some characters in multiplayer that aren't in the game itself. In the campaign, I mean.
Yeah, but the multiplayer has been down since the servers have been down for years.
Alright, so, thank you all for watching. This has been Vegas Bear 92.
Autobot Mekumon.
Sir Jerry, the still sick and dying.
Damn. And we will see you tomorrow with something. I don't know what, but something.
It'll be something.
It might be Super Robot Wars, it might be something else, I don't know. So, until then, peace.
Roll out.
I switched, damn it! I switched just as you did that. Hold on, I gotcha. There we go.